What's up? What's up, y'all? You already know what time it is, and if you don't know what time it is, look at the title, man. And while you're there, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, man. But yeah, we gonna be looking at these balance changes, man. I'm really excited for this patch, man. It's a lot of just glancing at the cards they changed is a lot of cool, or something to be excited about, rather, right? So yeah, let's get straight into it. So we got Blade, right? Spider Hand, Absorbent Man, Snowguard, finally, and then we got Thanos, but just the Soul Stone. So we're gonna start at Blade. So it says, used to be discard a card from your hand, now it's discard the rightmost card from your hand. I really like this change, and yeah, let's see why they made it. Let's talk about it a little bit more. Really shrink it down a little bit. Alright, bet. So Blade, a solid card in early discard strategies. Blade has dropped off in both popularity and win percentage. As we examine weaker cards that could use a little love, we'd also been thinking about ways we could give a little push to discard synergy cards like Hela, Ghost Rider, Swarm, and of course Apocalypse. Because Blade is a card players acquire early on, a change accomplishing both of these goals needed to be clean and simple, and we think this fits the bill. It might not be enough to breathe new life into the Daywalker, but we like to find opportunities for small changes with the potential to make some interesting waves. And yeah, I really like this small change that they made, right? It just makes discard decks a little bit stronger, right? I know that a lot of people, once they get MODOK, there's really no reason for them to, use cards like Blade, Sword Master and stuff like that. But yeah, this is just gonna open up your discard decks for a little bit of diversity, right? You're not gonna be forced to run that that MODOK Invisible Woman, right? You can actually use Blade because it's not random anymore. You're not hoping that you're gonna discard your Apocalypse rather than a card that you actually need. Now you're gonna be able to tell. So it has the potential to be a little bit situationally worse, but overall, man, this is a very good change for Blade. And yeah, I'm really happy with what they did. I didn't really think you needed any power or anything like that. Just make it a little bit less random, right? So up next, see who's after Blade. We got the Soul Stone, and what they're saying about the Soul Stone is they just took away the draw a card. They took away the unreveal ability from it. So let's see why they did that, right? It took players a few months to fully grasp the might of Thanos, but since then he's been a metagame mainstay with multiple stints at the top of the heap. We love Thanos, but his combination of flexibility and powerful synergy enablers has proven to be a bit dangerous over time. We decided we want to shave a piece of strength out of the kit and decided to hit two birds with one stone by simplifying one card in the kit with two abilities. We understand this is a bit ironic considering the recent changes to Mystique and Rogue to copy the Soul Stone's draw effect, but oh well. While a meaningful loss of power, we don't expect Thanos to fall out of favor once the dust settles. Yeah, I mean, it's still fine, right? Obviously it got nerfed, but I mean the ability itself is I feel like that's the most important thing, right? As long as they didn't change that, I'm not too upset with what they did with Thanos. I know they call like Thanos like a big bad card, so it's kind of interesting that they decided to nerf it. But overall, man, I don't really think this is that consequential. Obviously, it was nice before to be able to draw a card once you played the Soul Stone, but I mean, you're just not gonna be able to scrub people out how you used to, right? If you're using Thanos, I mean, obviously you can still do a lot of cheap stuff, a lot of cool stuff with Thanos, right? But yeah, they just toned him down a little bit, and I still think he's really strong. And yeah, I'm just excited to not get as scrubbed out as hard as I did, playing, I guess, pre-patch Thanos, right? They changed this man so many times, but yeah, this pre-patch Thanos, right? So yeah, up next we got Spider-Ham. So yeah, let's see what they got to say about him. On reveal, so it used to transform your highest cost card, and now it's going to transform your leftmost card, right? So this is the second change they made to Spider-Ham. It used to be one cost, 1 power. Now he's 2 with a different ability, right? Let's see why they did this. As we mentioned in the OTA, that adjusted Spider-Ham from 1/1 to 2/2, we weren't happy with how damaging his effect was to a few of our cooler 6-cost cards, especially Apocalypse. However, we liked that Spider-Ham hit a solid sweet spot of disruption without fully denying you the card, and even had some risk due to Destroyer and Infinite. This change aims to retain those positive elements without applying it exclusively to higher cost cards, and also makes the effect a lot easier to play around if you suspect Peter Porker might be paying you a visit. The trigger will still hit 6-cost cards slightly more often since they tend to migrate toward leftward in your hand as you wait to play them, but Apocalypse will safely hide on the right if you can keep discarding him. So they really just want to make discard decks a little bit stronger, which I agree with, right? A lot of the decks that you see around the higher ranks, the infinite ranks, are mainly destroy and then whatever meta deck, right? So they really want to take the opportunity to kind of boost discard decks, and then we saw a little bit of changes in the last patch trying to boost move decks. But yeah, man, this isn't too bad of a change. I don't even think it's a nerf. It's just a change, right? Because it still does the same thing. It just has the chance to, hit other cards than 6 costs, right? So that can be seen as a good and bad thing at the same time. But overall, I think it's the same. So, it is what it is. Not really much to say about Spider-Ham. It's not like Blade, right? Where it's where you can actually tell what card is gonna be changed, right? But yeah, that's all I got on Spider-Ham, man. Really not, still a scrubby card at the end of the day. But yeah, up next we got Snowguard. So they finally turned Snowguard into an actual card, bruh. But yeah, let's go ahead and read these changes and read why they made them. Obviously he needed something. So his old was he turns into either a hawk or a bear. We see that these are the 2 abilities for the hawk and the bear. And now his new, he's 1/2, and he adds the hawk and bear auroras to your hand. And so the hawk and the bear are both 2-cost cards with 3 power. And so the hawk ignores all location abilities until the end of the next turn or the end of the game. I'm guessing they just put that or the end of the game in case you play it like, I guess, like turn 5 or like turn 6 if it's a 7-turn game. And then the bear trigger the effect of this location. So before we even read on the developer note, this is a way better change, right? Just off the top of my head, you can obviously add them to collector decks, Devil Dinosaur decks, right? You can you can use him in a pretty unique way with like Professor X, right? You just play your Snowguard early, and then you play your hawk. You play your hawk wherever your Professor X is. So it's kind of like Jeff in a sense, but you can't move it, right? And even outside of Professor X, you can play it where it's like cards here have -1, -2, -3 power, and I'm assuming you just ignore the location with this ability, right? And then same thing for the bear. You can probably has a little bit more niche use, but you could play them on those spots where it's like give each card in your hand +2 power. um, which is good for you and the opponent. But it just opens them up to be used in a lot more different ways, right? So yeah, let's read the developer's note real quick. It feels like every patch includes at least one wacky, unexpected change these days. So here's one for today. Snowguard has turned out to be a largely unsatisfying card for players, posting poor stats in both popularity and actual wins. Our goal for Snowguard was to create a novel tool for hot and feature locations that might also see some play in conquest decks, looking to surprise the enemy, but we fell short. In revising the design, we aim to I didn't even know Snowguard was a girl. Make her stronger, granting both the hawk and the bear is more total power on curve, and decreases the variance around whether either is useful. Give her deck building identity. A few decks and more to come already care about adding material from outside of your starting deck to your hand. Reduce confusion, right? We just talked about that. And if possible, let her variants stay in play. Lean into summoning instead of transforming. Cleanly solve this. So yeah, man, I'm real happy what they did with Snowguard. They hinted at, they're gonna be adding in more cards that can make use of her ability. So yeah, man, I'm really really happy with what they did. So the last card, we got Absorbing Man. So yeah, they buffed him previously, so they just took one power away from him. So yeah, a lot of people were playing that Forest Brew Absorbing Man. I just glanced at it, but yeah, we already knew that. But yeah, let's go ahead and read it anyways. What is this? An OTA patch? After last week's balance updates were locked, but before they went live, we saw a huge surge in the strength and popularity of decks based on the Forest plus Brood plus Absorbing Man curve. We knew our changes weakened other top decks, and that the new kid was already becoming a big deal and ranked in Conquest. We're often happy to let things breathe for a minute when a new deck appears, but this case was unique because it risks an especially dull metagame to ride until our next OTA. We decided to make a change now, and we'll evaluate it again with the data gathered from the most recent post OTA. So yeah, that new deck was just really scrubby, really powerful. So they just wanted to nerf Absorbing Man a little bit. Still can be used even outside of that Forge Brood deck, right? You could play him on Destroy. You could make cool use of him. I know I made a video with him plus like Thor. You could copy Mjolnir. You could literally do whatever you want with Absorbing Man. And I think 4/4 is just fine, considering his ability is so versatile, right? So everything else, just bug fixes, right? Let's see if they did anything. Nope, that looks like it's gonna be it. But yeah, man, balanced patch update video, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think of these changes, whether y'all agree, disagree, and what else would you like to see as far as like card updates happening, right? But yeah, man, that's gonna be the end of this video. Thank you everybody who watched, man. Y'all like, comment, subscribe. We're on the road to 1,000 subs, man. And yeah, that's gonna be it. I'll see y'all next time.